What would you say, in your opinion, is the most recognizable symbol of Big D?
These nuts. Got him.
What's up, Grub Club 2020? Am I right? Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy times. Well, I want to kind of start making these videos to reach out to you guys, see how you guys are doing.
How you doing?
See how you guys are getting by during this current travesty. The spread of the virus is, of course, a global pandemic.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
But here in the state of Texas, still a major issue, and people are still nervous, of course, rightfully so, to go out and do things. And so D.F.Grub has also, of course, sustained from having meetings and group events and things like that.
Stay the fuck at home.
But I still want us to connect if we can online. That's why I decided to make these videos. So one of the things I wanted to try to do to help out the process. Oh, tablet just decided to wake up by itself. Anyway, one of the things I wanted to do to kind of help the process is to support local restaurants. It's hard for them right now, of course. You know, as a food patron, you can't go in a restaurant. So a lot of these people are closing down left and right.
No more locked doors.
And so, but some of them are able to do to-go orders or curbside service and things like that. So I want to do my part if I can. I eat out a lot. It's no secret. And maybe you do too. So if you can, maybe once a week or whatever you can afford, whatever you can manage, you should go check out your local favorite restaurant and see how they're doing, and buy a little something. I don't think any minimum order would be bad.
Right on. One order ribs.
No. One rib.
One rib.
I sure am hungry.
So most times with these videos, these mukbang food videos, basically just someone sitting, eating in front of a camera, right? Sometimes they're sitting there smacking. I don't plan to do that. If I do, I apologize ahead of time. And then sometimes they're talking, giving a story.
And one time, even a detective came up to them and asked if she was Elizabeth Smart, and she was forced to say no.
Well, I'm just going to talk about, things that interest me. Hopefully what interests me, maybe interest you a little bit. And if you like it, if I get a good response, we'll do it again.
We wanted to talk to you about the video that you made. Did you like it? No, I didn't. Then I didn't make it. Bye-bye.
Whoa! So that's one thing I'm doing. And also, like I say, I just want to connect with you guys, see how you guys are getting through it. So what you see right here is food from El Tez, and they're a chain. They're around. I've seen them a couple places, but there's the one I go to is in Kessler Park area. All right, we got little mini quesadillas. All right, we got some brisket tacos, chopped up with cheese. All right, I've also got another just taco without the cheese. Looks like steak, and this is gonna be chicken, and this is gonna be pork, and then to go with these flautas, with the little Mexican salad in between. Got some pico de gallo, some guacamole. It's gonna be freaking good. Can't wait. And I think the food's pretty good. People super nice, super nice. You guys should go check them out if you're in the area. Even if you're not in the area, you should go check them out anyway. But before we start talking or whatever, I'm gonna start eating because I didn't eat all freaking day. Waiting on this. I wanted to make sure I have an appetite because honestly, if you know me, I eat like a bird. And so this right here is some green salsa, salsa verde. I got a couple different sauces. I don't know which one's the spiciest. Now I can do this and eat out of the cup, drink out of the cup. because I'm the only one here. Holy crap. That's good. It's got some kick to it. I ain't no punk though. I ain't no punk. What? All right. I kind of like that. It has this red sauce has a really smoky taste.
Smokey! Smokey, what the hell you doing back here?
Hey, nothing, man. Hey, I'm fixing something. Hey, just stay.
And I don't have to work. Whoa. Hijo de la chingada, güey. But it's got a little bit more kick than the Verde. So I think I'm going to go with this one. And we'll do both. Ooh, let's still get the aftermath. That's good. How do you eat your tacos? You like them spicy? This is spicy. Ooh, a little bit too much. Now, this paella with cheese, I don't know. I guess it's mixed. Like, you got all the meats with cheese on top of it. I'm not sure how you're supposed to eat it. It looks like a open-faced tostada, you know, or something like that. But actually, I just want to take a bite and see. That's how it comes. Okay. I messes with that. You kind of don't even need anything. But I do have some guacamole. I've been waiting on that for a while.
My lonely days are over. And life is like a song.
Okay. It's like it has beans on the bottom, which is how I make my tostada. Put a layer of beans so everything sticks to the shell. But these tostadas look homemade. So, kudos. I think the name El Tez means like some fire pit or place where fire is made. So,
Cool. Fire, 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 fire.
I'm not sure. So maybe everything's supposed to be spicy. If you speak Spanish and you know what El Tez means, let me know. All right. Now, you might be wondering, why is E-Main rocking a French beret and eating Mexican food? What sense does that make?
Where are you, my little gumbo of chicken? Your French fried shrimp is sizzling for you.
I'll tell you why. But before I do, let me ask you a question. What would you say, in your opinion, is the most recognizable symbol of Big D? Most recognizable symbol of Big D.
These nuts. Ha! Got him!
You're a little dated, and you need to get some more material. All right, but I will give you a hint. Stands at about 561 feet, 50 stories, and you almost see it every football or basketball game. You got it? Yep, you nailed it. The Reunion Tower. All right. So before I get into story time, I'm going to pour me some more water, or I just pour me some more water. I'm going to take another sip because this is kind of nerve wracking. Like, I give mad props to people who do this on a daily. Like, this is difficult. Just sitting in front of a camera and with, talking to yourself. Like, hello, is anybody out there? And getting no immediate response. That's kind of weird.
Hello, can you hear me?
I think it takes a special individual to be able to do this flawlessly because I'm like, I don't know, I'm all over the place. But hopefully I'll get better over time. So this story starts out in about 1855 when a group of settlers from Europe, from France, Belgium, and Swiss, decided to come over here and start a whole new life in Texas, Dallas area. At the time, it wasn't called Dallas, of course, and it was near the Trinity River. So near the Trinity, they decided to set up camp. This group was led by a Frenchman by the name of Victor Prosper Considerant. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Considerant. That's the limited French that I know. And their whole goal was to create some kind of utopian socialist community. You know, this utopian society they wanted to create was kind of this like free love, liberated from any kind of government intervention, kind of fend for their own selves, built their own, maintain their own food, built their own houses with, like I say, no government interaction whatsoever. That was the actual goal of this group. And it shouldn't be any surprise that the French were here because they were here in the past. And back in the Gap, it was like, first it was the Spaniards, then it was France, then it was Mexico. Texas was part of Mexico. Deny it if you want to. Then it became the Republic of Texas, which is one of the reasons why Texas can fly its flag as high as the U.S. flag, because it was once a country. Then we became part of the U.S. Texas became part of the U.S. And then for a short, brief period of time, unfortunate time, they became part of the Confederacy. Yep, that happened as well. So Victor Prosper, he came over here, guns a-blazing, said, hey, I'm gonna hook my people up and create this whole new socialist movement, and we're gonna take over this side of the world. And he got all his inspiration from a guy named Charles Fourier. So Charles Fourier, I don't speak French, so I'm not know if I'm pronouncing it right. But anyway, he was one of these guys that just kind of like free spirit, and he's actually responsible for coining the word feminist and feminism back in the 1800s, way before women even had the opportunity to vote. So I'm not sure all of his, practices and philosophies, but I know he had a great deal of respect for the female counterparts and felt like they need to be integrated into society to make society fuller and whole. So the group that came initially actually called La Réunion, which in French we think of reunion like, oh, family reunion or class reunion or whatnot like that. Now in French, the word réunion actually means a meeting, all right, a meeting of sorts. So this was actually a meeting ground to kind of start this whole ordeal and hopefully start this chain reaction around the world, change the world through their socialist utopian policies, right? So before the group came, they actually had a guy come over, Francois Contregal, purchased a couple acres of land so they can create this utopian biosphere. He came over and purchased it, but didn't know what he was doing. Bought some crappy land. I'm talking about it was boo-boo. Like, and the hard part was none of them knew how to farm. Like, but when they actually got to the States, they actually landed in H-Town, Houston.
Houston, say again, please?
Houston, we have a problem.
And then had to track about 200 miles with like mules and carts and whatnot. So I can imagine, without a train or Uber or U-Haul, tracking 200 miles from Houston, which, back then I'm sure it was marshy lands back then, and having to hightail it all the way up here. So they didn't actually arrive to this area near the Trinity until like April 22nd, 1855. And when they got here, of course, it wasn't paradise. Basically, three things led to the demise of the La Réunion group. All right, the weather. The weather was crappy. When they got here that winter, it was like this, in May, I think, it was like this awful blizzard that absolutely came out of nowhere.
I hate the snow. I hate the snow. I hate the rain and I hate the sleet. Man, I sure do hate the snow. Feet are froze and my toes are too. I hate, whoa!
Killed the crops, and they couldn't bounce back from that. The fact also their language, there were some language barriers, and most of these people from Belgium, from France, from Switzerland had different ways of governing one. They did things differently, and they didn't know how to speak to one another.
Hey, you're gay.
Oh, you're gay. That's so great. I bet it must be so much easier for you here in the U.S.
No, I'm not gay. You're gay.
No, as I said earlier, I don't swing that way anymore.
In the process. So that caused a lot of conflict. And then the fact that they didn't have the skill to actually maintain the land. Most of them, like say, they knew how to brew beer. They were bankers. They were jewelry makers, artisan kind of positions in their society back in the Gap. So after the winter, they had this crazy drought in the summer, and grasshoppers came and killed all the crops. And
I don't want to rain on your crazy parade, buddy, but I don't think we can fix this thing.
So that was it. It was a wrap. By 1856, they were done. Some people moved into what is now considered modern day Dallas. Some just went hightail it back to Europe.
Oh my God. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Anyway, overall, it was about 350 people that came over. They tried to make this utopia, didn't know what the hell they were doing, failed miserably. But remnants of them coming to this area and moving into Dallas is actually one of the main reasons why Dallas is so different from Fort Worth, because of the roots. The reason why I picked this place is because the very land where this restaurant is where the settlement was, is where the La Réunion first settlement was, where they came, not too far. And there's some cemeteries that you can visit, or areas that kind of do a historical marker of the La Réunion original group that came. So I'll definitely try to figure this thing out and put some links below and all that good stuff. I don't know how this stuff works, but anyway, that's why I picked this place, because you can go there and actually there's really no marker there in that particular spot, but close by in the vicinity, I think there is. And so that's the connection. All right, we got a bunch of Frenchmen that are responsible for Dallas, the makeup of Dallas, the feel of Dallas, you know, why we think Dallas is the way it is, especially compared to Fort Worth, and Mexican food. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I thought it was cool story. If I can remember some other cool stories about the Metroplex, I definitely will. Or if I can just think of some crazy off-the-wall anecdotes, you know, to entertain you guys through this time of need, I will definitely do it. I am about that life. I hope everybody's doing exceptionally well. I want everybody to keep your heads up. You need to talk to anybody. You need to reach out to anybody. Don't reach out to me. I'm sure there's some professionals out there who work better than me, but if you absolutely have to, I will definitely listen, for sure. So anyway, I'm going to eat some more tacos, because I can't let this food waste, because I was raised a lot better than that. But I just want to say thanks for being part of D.F.Grub, and let's keep this pirate ship going, you know. Any way I can help out, let me know. Hopefully I will keep this thing going and come to your restaurant and help you out and buy some takeout from you. I plan to go to Fort Worth to get some food out there, and then maybe we can talk about something in Fort Worth too. So, anywho, I enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And peace, love, and grub.